Okay, so we are now live. Hello, our Riverdale Facebook group. I'm so happy to be back. And I am now back with Himi, the owner and chef at Madame Levant, just over on Logan and Gerard. Say hello, Himi.
Hi guys, how's everyone doing?
So as you know, probably already, seeing as this is our fourth episode of our live chats, my name is Samantha Campanelli, and I work with Lewis and Company, a small real estate team in Keller Williams or at Keller Williams Advantage Realty, just in Leslieville. We primarily do our business in Riverdale, but we do quite a lot of helping guide people on their journeys of buying and selling and investing in real estate in all of Toronto. So I'm so excited for this episode because I have already spoken with Himi before, back in January, I believe, and I actually wrote an article on her on our Best of Riverdale blog, which you can find on our Lewis and Company website. And she is just such an inspiring woman. She is a powerhouse superwoman, as I described in the article. She has traveled all over the world. She did her cooking school in the south of France. She was in Dubai. She did just to give a small recap, she did a food or farm to stroller cooking class with women in LA. And now, just in the last year, she opened up Madame Levant in Riverdale. So welcome, Himi. I'm so excited to have you here. If you want to do a little bit of an introduction for yourself, even though I might have touched a little bit of it already.
Yeah, I think you covered most of it. I think, yeah, I'm a mom of two. I am originally from the Levant region, which is known mostly as the Middle East. I grew up there most of my life. I grew up in Jordan. And then we did quite of living around, and yeah, I just did cooking school in the south of France and just cooked everywhere else I went. Like whether it was a little concept that I would like just come up with temporarily or take more classes or cook dinner for friends. But yeah, that's yeah.
And now that is pretty much what you do with Madame Levant. It's like a really tight knit community there, and you just have built such a nice environment for anybody who wants to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely very communal. I moved here almost 2 years ago, and I landed in Riverdale. Like that was by coincidence. We didn't plan it. I just came here a few months before we moved here, was driving around, went to the beaches. I was like, that's where I want to live. I love that area. I felt it was similar to California in a way. And as we looked into it, we just wanted to be closer to downtown because of my husband's work. And we ended up here in Riverdale. And it ended up being the best decision for us. Like our street is just filled with all these amazing neighbors who have kids the age of our kids. Then even out of that street, everyone is just amazing. There's something about the energy in this area. So when I decided to open, I was like, I am married to being here. And I was kind of married to being on Gerard for some reason. Like I didn't know anything about the history, and then I heard different opinions, but there was something for me that was charming about that street. Yeah. So yeah, I was so happy when I found my location, and I really lucked out. I feel like Riverdale is my lucky charm.
Yeah, it completely meant to be, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I do think that even like this Facebook group, our Riverdale, is just says something about the community. Like we're all pretty tight knit and want to help each other out, and hence why you're on here with us right now, because I know just within everything that's going on, there's so many people, whether you're a small business or not, whoever you are, you're struggling in some way. There's
Sure.
You have been impacted in some way. So how are you doing personally, and how has it been being at home with the kids and everything else?
Honestly, I really cannot complain at all. I feel like, compared to, um, a lot of other countries, a lot of other places, and even some places and some families in this country,
Mhm.
like I just cannot complain. Like it
Right.
would be so ungrateful of me to look at this in any different way. So personally, I'm just dealing with it like everyone else. You know, it is what it is. We're there to support each other. Some days it's hard to be in isolation, and some days it's amazing, and you get to look at all the things that you've been wanting to do and spend time with your family and all that.
Mhm.
So I think we're doing okay. Like I'm just looking at this in a very different way, and like I feel um compared to many other situations, I'm actually very blessed in this situation. So far, we're all healthy, no one's sick, you know, like we still have a roof on our heads, we still have all the necessities that we need. So
I just
we're
love speaking
good.
to you, honestly. Every time I just love her so much. I
Likewise.
just love your outlook on life. You're so positive and just such a warm soul. And I feel like you're just so inspiring to anybody that you speak with. So,
Thank you so
including
much.
myself. Have you, you still have family in Jordan, correct? Your
I
parents?
do. Yeah, my family.
How are they doing over there with everything going on?
So Jordan was is one of the strictest countries, or the most strict countries in terms of how they did it. They had full lockdown. They
Wow.
had few days of zero cases, and they would actually go and test people, like not just wait for them to be admitted with
Right.
symptoms. And then they did so well for a while, and then they got 18 cases again. So they went back to the strict way they were going.
Hmm.
Now, that being said, I think the people have been amazing in how they're handling it, because Jordan is a poor country. It's not a rich country. They don't have resources. No one's getting served there or IE or any of that, right?
Right.
Like everyone either have what they have or they have to figure it out. So
Yeah.
that's why I just cannot not be grateful. You know, like it's
Totally.
for some people it was the day-to-day dollar that they make that
Right.
will allow them to put bread on the table or not. So the family is good. They're dealing with it in the best way. There have not been that many cases,
Hmm.
but it's a lot
Yeah.
for them to go through, and I just try not to think about it. But one of the hardest thing is that I just cannot be there if I want to, and they cannot come here if they want to, because
Right.
both of our families, me and my husband's, were planning to come and visit and be with the kids, and we had like all these plans.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm sure the universe has something planned for everyone, so I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it'll be interesting, like I've said before, to see kind of how things roll out and how people kind of adjust getting back to a normal life, even though I don't think that it's going to be what we thought normal was before.
Yeah,
But I do think that, you know, for the people that want to look at it in a positive way and see what good has come out of this, I think that there's a lot to find.
yeah,
Um, so, yeah. But in terms of Madame Levant, I know obviously you aren't being able to serve people as you typically would.
yeah.
But right now, you've kind of pivoted a little bit with being able to serve. I know you just did a Mother's Day little dish for people who anybody who want to order, and you're doing ordering online once a week now, or
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I took the first couple of weeks like just to think and
yeah,
reflect, figure out what's happening. Always like when I built Madame Levant, one of the most exciting things for me was meeting people. I'm an extreme extrovert, so talking to people and like making friends, and you know, we're building a life in Canada. Like we just got here, so it was a great way to do that.
yeah,
So shifting to takeout was so weird for me. Like I had never plans to have takeout anyway. You know,
right,
I just wanted the human interaction. I wanted to see if people like the dish or not. I wanted to tell them to put the spicy sauce on top and like, you know, watch them when they eat it and like make sure they're happy. Like, but after I started doing the meals, which is what I do meals on Thursday. So people start ordering them early on, a week in advance, and
okay,
then you get a kit. So basically, what I'm trying to do is have the feast that we have back home every night for dinner, because every night we eat, or what's dinner here is lunch for us, like main meal is lunch, but like normally it's a stew and a rice and a salad or a couple of dips and like some kebabs. So I just thought I would share my culture, not just the food, with people, like, so you
Mm-hmm.
get the full experience. We have a playlist on Spotify if you want to play that while you're eating it. It's enough food for the family and friends and leftovers, so it feels like you got food from grandma or something,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, that's one of the ways I shifted. And then I realized when I was dropping off the meals that I'm actually getting to visit my customers in their places, in their houses, like it wasn't
Yeah.
their house, but it had something. It was nice, it was like,
Yeah.
hey, good to see you again, how are you doing? Because I know these people. Most of the people that ordered are regulars, because like you have to be within 3 kilometers of Madame Levant. So it was a different experience that I wasn't prepared for, and I was very happy with it. So I
Yeah.
think in June I'm gonna expand that more than just Thursdays, hopefully, and then like just have it also have the website up and running better.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And for those of you who don't know already, Himi really does her best to make Madame Levant zero waste. So a lot of what she serves as takeout, like, will be in either glass containers, is that right? And or like
Either
eco-friendly.
compostable packaging or glass containers when available, if possible. And you know what? Like, I'm glad you brought that up, because like I was shocked of the lack of environmentally friendly containers out there, and the
Hmm.
glass containers are really expensive,
Yeah.
and like collecting them is hard. It's like someone has to come up with a solution. It's
Yeah.
not my specialty. I wish, like I don't know, but I'm willing to brainstorm something. But I felt like, please, someone help. Like, even the compostable packaging, it has plastic lids, and like I just want something holistic, or maybe more. I don't know. It's just, I
Mhm.
feel like if someone's listening to this and someone's out there thinking about that, please, like, or direct me if you have found like environmentally friendly containers.
Yeah, well, I know there's definitely a lot of restaurant owners in this group. So maybe we can even post that in the group and just say, like, if anybody knows of anything, then let me know, because, yeah, I think it's so important, because you don't want to be contributing to any of the waste and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, I do have a little bit of a creative bone in my body, so let me think on that one for a bit, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I also want to go back to the Spotify playlist, because I read that on your website and I was like, what is this? This is amazing.
Yeah.
What inspired you to think of that idea?
I love, like, when I'm cooking international food, I just like playing the music in the background. So I just got an amazing book on Indian cooking called The Shoom, which is based on a great restaurant in the UK. And when I'm making a recipe from there, I just go on Spotify and I play Indian indie or something, like it's fun. It's just nice, when you're smelling the
Yeah,
spices and you're hearing the music, and it feels like all your senses are getting the same vibe. It's getting the same
totally.
vibe. So it's fun. I found that fun. And then I always wish if someone would give me a curated playlist, right? Because I feel like in Arabic music, there's like one certain stereotypical type that it's always like the bouquet, like, and like, but there are amazing new bands out there that are creating amazing international music that I feel would be nice to listen to them. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
And is it under like Madame Levant on
yeah,
Spotify?
just
Oh,
Madame Levant. Yeah.
oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna listen to that tonight, actually. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I love how creative you are, and I love how passionate you are about like your culture and bringing it over to like Canada, and showing people kind of all that you are. And I feel like that's exactly what Madame Levant is. It's like, as soon as you walk in, you walk into Himi. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like you just feel your heart and your soul in there.
Yeah,
And I
they are
can't I
definitely
can't
very
wait until we can visit again and actually sit down to eat and be a part of it, because it's such an amazing experience. I went there only one time so far, and I just it's left an impression in my brain for sure.
Thank you.
So moving on, what can the community help you with right now? Is there anything that we can do for you, or other than finding out some sustainable and eco-friendly containers, what else can we do for you?
So I think there's one thing that so now with before COVID had started, I started working on a cookbook that I was really excited, like that I'm very excited about,
Cool.
which is yeah, mainly recipes from my region, my upbringing, you know, and just like being in that region and being on my family's farm and my grandfather's orchards and like just the produce and how we cook and all that. So
Mhm.
I started putting on a nice cookbook together. And then when I spoke to someone here in the industry to check like what are the next steps, their recommendation was that you really need to come with high followership on social media. So that is something that I feel the community can really support me in, is just build more followership, especially on Instagram, so that when I'm done with the proposal, I can go and be like, hey, I have that many followers, you know, and they're very engaging because the followers that are there now, they're really, really super engaged. And I like know most of them by name. And I started this thing at the beginning where like people would tell me what's in their kitchen with COVID, and I would tell
Yeah,
them
I saw that.
just meals, because that's also part of the sustainable lifestyle that I would like to live and influence people to live by, right? Because
Right.
a lot of the time we throw food in the fridge just because we don't know what to do with it,
Yeah.
or you know, we don't know how to mix two ingredients. So it was fun for me to make those recipes and record them, and if I couldn't, I would send them like a private message with few suggestions on what to do, and they would send me an image. So basically the people that are following Madame Levant now are super engaged, and it's an
Yeah.
amazing crowd. So I feel if within the same group I can just expand the number of people but have the same mentality, you know, of
Yeah.
people that follow, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's just such a simple act. If you're on Instagram, or if you're on, are there any other platforms that you have?
Facebook, but Instagram I think is the main
Yeah.
one, because now I started like an IGTV series too. So that would be like the most interactive place instead of having a YouTube and like, you know, multiple.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And for those that are watching right now and are so excited to go check her out on Instagram, it's at Madame Levant, just on Instagram. And but yeah, I think that it's just such a simple way for people to support. And even just doing things like this. This is kind of like one of the reasons why our team decided to interview small businesses, is that because we know it's like such a small thing to do, but it really helps like quite largely. And it helps to get your face out there. It's free for everybody. Why not? It helps people to connect with you and to see the face behind Madame Levant. And we want people to see your beautiful face and your beautiful soul. So I just think it's such a simple act. So if you are watching and you do have an interest, we'd love to help Himi gain some new followers, and tell your friends and family. You get like so much value out of following her. Like she said, you can send her the ingredients that you have in your fridge, and she will show you what to make and tell you how to make it. I mean, that is the coolest thing ever. And yeah, and then she shares a lot of great content. So if you are interested, definitely check her out. And last but not least, Himi, for the community, do you have any words of encouragement to get us through the rest of this isolation period?
I just think, I don't know if I would call them words of encouragement, but what's on my mind now more than
Yeah.
anything is um, a lot of like, it's just like we should have more trust in the universe, you know, like even for people who are not very spiritual, and like you will have nothing to lose if you listen to the universe now, even if you're not spiritual, because you have nowhere else to go. You know, like we're not making any decisions on travel, we're not making any big decisions in life, I feel
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like in this situation, we don't know what's happening next, and we don't know for how long this is going to take.
Yeah.
So just surrender and like believe that everything that's happening is happening for us, not to us.
Right.
And whoever, like, I know there are a lot of people suffering from this and struggling from this. Don't let their suffer and struggle go to waste. Just use that energy to learn something and to help people around you, and just be patient and trust the universe. That's the only thing that I can say. Like, it's nice that we can slow down for a second.
Yeah.
So let's not pace within the room that we're in when we can't go anywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think that's amazing. Honestly, I was listening to I think it was an ebook and perhaps a podcast. I love Oprah, and I was
Oh yeah,
also looking. Yeah, I was also listening to "Gracefully You" by Jenna Dewan or something. I forget.
Yeah.
Dewan. All right, anyways, and she was also saying that, and it's I think
I'm
that's
quoting
such a.
her.
Pardon me.
The for you, not to you is definitely is quoted by her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's amazing. I think you're so right. And I think just, yeah, like you said, being able to surrender and not worry about what you should be doing right now to fix the problem, just embrace the reality of the situation, and find something to be grateful for, and just settle and trust that everything's going to be working out for you for the better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you so much for that.
Samantha, it was lovely chatting to you, and thank you for everyone or anyone who joined the chat. This was so nice. Felt like an outing.
Yeah, I know we both got a chance to, do our hair and put some makeup on.
Yeah, my daughter was like, "Wow, Mama, you look so different."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this and be like, yeah. I just rolled out of bed, Anyways, thank you so much for everybody for watching, and thank you so much, Himi, for doing this with me. I absolutely love you. You're so inspiring.
Thank you so much. This is sweet.
Yeah, of course.
And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day as well, and we will be in touch soon, Himi.
For sure.
Okay, bye.